Okay, 4.3, we're talking about parallelograms. You've seen them before. We're just going to solve some things using them now. So remember that a quadrilateral is a shape with four sides. All the angles add to 360. So if you ever need to check your angles in a parallelogram, they all add to 360. All right, so we have a parallelogram, and there's some things we need to know. So this is a parallelogram. The opposite sides are parallel. So AB is parallel to CD. And that's how we mark that on a parallelogram. Here's a picture too. See these little arrows? They mean parallel. So this side is parallel to this side. And then the angles are congruent opposite. So this angle, angle A, is congruent to angle C. And then angle D is congruent to angle B. And then we have the opposites are congruent, but the ones next to each other, like AB, those add to 180. Those are actually supplementary. And same thing here. These add to 180. And I could go all the way around. Add to 180. Add to 180. Okay? So when you're trying to find angles, remember that. The diagonals, these are the lines that come out of the angles. So if I go from one angle across to the other angle, that's called a diagonal. And we do that on both sides, and they bisect each other. That means that this is a midpoint for each line. It cuts each line in half. Okay, and you might have to use the midpoint formula. I think you do in one of the questions, which is just an average. You take the x values, divide by 2, and the y values divided by 2 to find the middle. And when those diagonals intersect, they create two congruent triangles. This one, see the sides are the same right here. Those triangles are congruent. And actually two more on this side. This triangle and this triangle. So we have two pair of congruent triangles inside a parallelogram. Once those diagonals are bisected, it means the angles are not bisected, just the diagonals. See, the angles are not cut in half at all. We're going to get different measurements for that. And those are parallelograms.